guys, and welcome to a special edition of Friday Focus, where we're going to talk about and look at Halloween. Ephesians 5 and 11 tells us as believers to have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness. Rather, it says, expose them. So what if the things that we celebrate can quietly shape our hearts without us even noticing? Guys, you're so welcome to this special Friday Focus, where we're going to look at Halloween, which lands today, and let's talk about why Christians really need to think carefully about engaging in this worldly celebration. You see, Halloween didn't start as a fun holiday with sweets and costumes, but its roots trace back to pagan festival, and it's steeped in rituals that honored darkness. It was steeped in fear and in practice of the occult. And over time, it's evolved in culture into costumes, parties, and treats, but underneath, the theme of fear, death, and spiritual deception still remain. And Ephesians 5:11 warns us as believers to have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but instead expose them. That means as followers of Christ, we're called to discernment. Not everything that's cultural is harmless. Some practices invite influence or desensitize us to the spiritual realities that we're meant to be taking very seriously as believers. And think of it like walking into a dark room with a candle versus a lantern. One barely lights the path, leaving shadows of confusion that can trip you up along the way, and the other illuminates clearly, showing dangers before you step even into them. And Halloween for many believers can feel like harmless fun, but we need the light of God to see what lies even beneath. So what does this look like in practice for you as a Christian? Well, firstly, you need to discern what you participate in. Avoid any activity that glorifies fear, the occult, or death. And instead, you need to choose light-filled alternatives, such as our church, which will host a party this evening from 6 o'clock for all our kids, celebrating light instead of darkness, showing them there's nothing to be missed following God, and you don't need to start following the footsteps of the world. Let's educate ourselves, our families, and our communities, and think of this as an opportunity to talk about the difference between God's light and the darkness this world often engages in celebrating. So I have a challenge for you today. Really reflect on what your plans are for this evening, what your cultural celebrations will be, and ask yourself, does this point me to God, or does this point me towards something empty? Consider one action that you can take today to redirect your kids and your family and your life from darkness to light. Whether that's something you'll do in your home with your children, whether you'll join in with churches like our own who will put on celebrations to celebrate light today. But remember, you do not need to engage in something just because it's culturally large. And even though it may seem harmless, the Bible says not to engage in any act of fruitlessness within darkness. What's the fruit of participating in a day, an event that is deeply rooted in paganism and in the occult? What's the fruit of engaging in a day where still has the highest participation of any other calendar day of the occult across this world, when you instead could choose to see this day as belonging to God, to see this as another day that the Lord has made, and live in and celebrate the light? And you do that by not participating in the practices and in the cultures of the darkness. So your challenge for today, think about what you've planned for your kids, for yourself. Think about discerning whether that has any fruit of the kingdom in it whatsoever, and if not, re-step, realign, and repurpose your day so that you can walk in and celebrate the light of God, that you can have discussion over God and his kingdom rather than fruitless conversations about what seems like harmless darkness. Guys, I hope that this challenges you and yet also enlightens and enlarges your understanding of God's desires for you. Have a great Friday. This day belongs to God. Enjoy it in his light and in his love. And I'll see you back here next Friday for a brand new topic on our Friday Focuses.
Fresh fire, fresh faith, Let's ignite the spark.